In this video presentation, my group choose football as example sport to apply PST. So next, I will introduce my group members.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nana Zaidi and I'm from NSR1133A and my matrix number is 2021109725.
My name is Muhammad Arif Dini bin Mazawi. My matric number is 2021124713.
My name is Muhammad Nur Izzuddin bin Muhammad. My student ID is 2021124851.
Hi, my name is Nur Atira Alia Binti Shamsuniza and my student ID is 20211247223.
My name is Putri Syuri Kadira Binti Zainal. My number matric is 2021109641.
Football is governed by a set of rules referred to as the game rule and a single separate ball is used to play the game. Two 11-player teams compete to get the ball into the opposing team goal and score a goal. The team with the most goals at the end of the game is the victor. If they both score the same number of goals, the game is called a draw. Football, often known as soccer in some part of the world, is a popular sport that involves a lot of movement. It's a terrific method to stay in shape while also keeping oneself busy and active. The basic rule is that players must not intentionally contact the ball with their hand or arm. Although most players move the ball using their feet, they can utilize any part of their body except their hand and arms. In a typical game, players aim to advance the ball toward their opponent goal by dribbling, passing the ball to a teammate, and kicking the ball toward the opposing goal, which is always covered by the goalkeeper. The opposing team's player attempt to retake control of the ball by intercepting passes or attacking the player in possession of the ball. Football is a flowing game that only come to a halt when the ball leaves the field or when the referee call a time-out due an infringement. Why are physiological skill training being important for football? How can you improve your performance or perhaps become a consistent performer? Athlete and coach often believe that all they need to do is practice longer and harder, and they are afraid to adopt physiological technique into their training and performance routine. To improve as an athlete, you don't have to train harder or for longer period of time. It could suggest that you need to handle both the mental and physical aspect of great sporting performance. You must integrate mental abilities in your training and conditioning program since you do not enter competition with a completely empty head. This will allow you to design technique that will help you join a competition with the good mindset. This shift in physiological regulation can be avoided by honing cognitive abilities and techniques for coping with worry, tension, negative thought, and emotion. In other words, by assisting the athlete in dealing with unpleasant stimuli from the outside world, an athlete must learn to recognize and control their own arousal mechanism in order to perform at their best. This will help him develop cognitive behavior, which will allow him to execute consistently when things go wrong or they don't perform to their level. Athletes often blame the coach, parents, supporters, or the weather. However, performance is controlled by the athlete's own physiological mindset.
Alright, so I'm going to continue my part, which is about the self-talk. It's okay to talk to yourself, so we often talk to ourselves at least once a day. Basically, talking to yourself is the way you talk to yourself, either loudly or silently and mentally. Self-talk can be both negative and positive and affect how you feel about yourself. So how many types of self-talk do you have? There are 3 types. The first is positive. Positive self-talk make you feel good about yourself and the things that happen in your life are like having an optimistic voice in your head that is always looking in the direction of great. For example, you own tools that can do this. If I win that, means I can do the best next. So the secondly is the possibility of talking to ourselves mean we are selfish. For example, that what if I can do this, I want how can I get this one. And lastly, speak negatively. It's basically make you feel more beautiful about yourself and the truth that are going on around. It can do anything and even something good. For example, negative self-talk is that I can all do this and I'm not good enough. Alright, a way to practice speaking on your own. Well, the first off, you need to remove negative people from your life. And the secondly is, please do not compare yourself with others. The third is gratefully. And lastly, use positive words with others. This is because if you speak the positive, it will make it positive as well. And lastly, the benefit of self-talk. One of the benefits of self-talk is it can help reduce stress. Moreover, it can improve mental health. And last but not least, increase self-confidence and performance.
I will talk about imagery. So what is imagery? Imagery is also called visualization or mental result. Imagery means using all of your sense. Example, see, feel, hear, taste and smell to measure your spot in your mind. Next, I will talk about what are benefit of imagery. So, benefit of imagery can help the mind and body relax. It can also help manage anxiety, stress and depression and help reduce pain. Next, why you should use imagery. So for the first, to help you get the most out of training. Second, to compete more effectively. Third, to speed up your progress on the road to top. Fourth, to help stay motivated along the way. So for the last, to keep in top form when training is not possible. Okay, this is our athlete we chose for do imagery skill. So, hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. So, firstly, I want you introduce your name and background for your sport.
My name is Imagery bin Azir. I am a football athlete. My latest achievement is I get a best player in a Private Cup tournament. That's it.
Okay, thank you. So now help me, I will explain to you rating scale for imagery ability. So do you know, it is two types of imagery ability. First, visual imagery skill. Second, kinesthetic imagery skill. So for visual imagery skill, you need to imagine. And for kinesthetic imagery skill, you need to feel the movement and muscle. Okay, so for visual imagery skill, have 1 until 7. 1, very hard to see. 2, hard to see. 3, somewhat hard to see. 4, neutral, not easy, not hard. 5, somewhat easy to see. 6, easy to see. And 7, very easy to see. Imagery for kinesthetic imagery skill for kinesthetic, like same for visual imagery skill. Okay, now we move to the movement imagery for the first zero to the demo. And you and me, you must do imaging for visual, and after imaging and visual creation, you must do the activity for kinesthetic. Okay, now I need your help to make the ball for zero. Okay, first zero, starting position, stand with your legs and feet together and your hand slightly rest to your side. Okay, now we do the action. The player push the ball. Start and practice by rolling the ball along the ground for his partner to control using the inside of the foot. Okay. Okay, the player control the ball, should be the controlling foot behind the flat to the ball. Okay, now can we stop. So how you wait for visual? Very easy. Okay, now I want you to do the activity. Now you must have to give the ball. Okay. Okay. So for kinesthetic, how you wait? 7 also, very easy to see. Okay, now we move to the second movement. For starting position, as you stand with your feet and legs together and your arms at your side. Stay heavy and your hand for to the ball. With the ball first. The first player threw the ball into the second player. The second player receives the ball by tapping the ball and handing the ball to the first player. Okay? Do activity. Okay, good. Okay, now I mean how you going for visual.
7 also very easy.
7 also. Okay, now I want you to do the activity. In call the video. Okay? So I mean how you going for finisting imagery. Very easy. Okay, thank you. Okay, now we move the next movement. Okay, as you at me, take your position. Okay, for the starting position, stand with your legs and feet together and your hands slightly rest to your side. For the action, the first player run towards the serve and receive a pass into the field. The player must redirect the ball out of their feet on their first touch and pass the ball back to server on their second touch. After passing the ball, the player retains their starting position. The practice is repeat with the next player. Okay, let's go. So how your visual? How your weight?
I think 4 and 4.
Okay, thank you. So now I want you to do the activity. So take a position. Okay, let's go. Okay, thank you. So Hani, for stick, how your weight? 6. Easy, very easy. Easy to see, okay. Okay, we move to the next movement. So the next movement to first demo. So take your position. Okay, starting position. Stand with one leg and one toe leg in front. The ball is in front of the one foot. Okay. So the action, players begin to control the ball by carrying the ball with the 10 yards and making turns. Player return to where they are started. Okay, let's go. Okay. So, Hani, how you going for visual? Very easy. Very easy. Okay, now I want you to do the activity. Okay, let's go. So for finishing, how you get?
Same also.
Then also very easy. Okay. Okay. We move to the last movement. So let you take your position. Firstly, for starting position, stand with your feet and legs together and your arms at your side. For the action, I need your help only. The first player throw the ball to the chest of the second player. The second player control with the chest and returns the ball by using inside foot. Okay, give ball to me. Okay, let's go. Okay, so how you work for visual? 6. Easy. Okay. Next, I want you to do the action. Okay, let's go. Okay, so for stick, how you get?
Very easy.
Very easy. So 7. Thank you. So for your result, for visual 31 and kinesthetic 34. Congratulations.
I will talk about some of anxiety.
What is anxiety? Anxiety is defined as a negative emotional state in which person experience a combination of nervousness, worry, and fear. Okay, they also have they distinguish between two forms of anxiety, which is a state anxiety and a trait anxiety. What is state anxiety? State anxiety is a personal reaction to immediate stressful event, which may result in stress or elevate psychological arousal. Is referred to as a state anxiety, as I mentioned before. It also is a form of mood state that changes constantly and may decrease or rise throughout the course of competition. Meanwhile, what is trait anxiety? Trait anxiety is similar to a personality profile and includes the following qualities. It is a person persistent or long-lasting proclivity to regard a situation as dangerous. It causes a person to see a situation as dangerous, and their anxiety will inducing a situation as threatening, and it will provoking their anxiety to come out. Also, other than that, there also have three competition anxiety, which is a current anxiety, residual anxiety, and post-competition anxiety. What is current anxiety? Current anxiety is an acute anxiousness is produced by a current situational or environment pressure, like the environment around him or her really give them a pressure. Okay, residual anxiety. Residual anxiety is a connect with an athlete whose nervousness stems from previous experience, which is they already experienced it before and they feel it today, which is the day they want to compete. Okay, last but not least, a post-competition anxiety is based on a competitor's level of concern produced by previous individual or team's bad performance in a competition. So we already talked about anxiety, types of anxiety and competition of anxiety. So now I would like to give 16 questions to my responder, and it's about the anxiety state level, and it's also about what he felt before the competition start and after the competition finish. So I would like to call my responder to introduce himself.
Hai, nama saya Muhammad Nushamne, berumur 20 tahun. Suka utama saya bola sepak.
Okay, thank you for introducing yourself. So now I would like to give the question. These types of questions. It have like 16 questions and it have 3 components, which is somatic anxiety, cognitive anxiety, and confidence. So let's get through it. Okay, so now I will count what my respondent get for the somatic anxiety, cognitive anxiety, and confidence. So for somatic anxiety, my respondent get. Okay, we will count on cognitive anxiety. So for confidence, my respondent get. Okay, so after doing the state anxiety level question, so my responder, I get to know that the result of what my responder feels before and after the competition. So for somatic anxiety and confidence, my respondent get a perfect score. Meanwhile, for cognitive anxiety, which is the feelings of nervousness, the feeling of worries and loss of concentration before the competition, he got a really poor result on it. So because of that, I know that what part did my responder have an anxiety about.
A mood is an emotive state in psychology. Moods, unlike emotion and feelings, are less specific, less powerful, and less likely to be triggered or manifested by a specific stimulus or event. Positive and negative perceived for a long are commonly used to define moods. In other words, individuals frequently discuss whether they are in a good or bad mood. Mood is influenced by a variety of variables, which can have either good or negative consequences. Mood is not the same as temperament or personality qualities, which have a long lifespan. Personality qualities like positivity and emotionality, on other hands, predispose people to specific moods. Mood disorder include long-term mood problems such clinical depression or bipolar disease. Although mood is a personal internal state, it may be determined from attitude and other action. Okay, in this video, I will present to you the result that my responder will answer the question that I prepared for her. First, I will invite my responder to introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Nurfatin binti Muhammad Talha, and my major sports is rugby.
Okay, next, let's get started. Okay, there are 24 questions of feeling, which is 20 of those are negative mood and the rest are for positive mood. One of the questions that are described for positive mood is active, and my client, which is her name is Nurfatin binti Muhammad Talha, get 90 score for positive mood and got 36 for negative mood. So both of the component that my client got perfect marks. That show that the client is ready enough to do training skill or be in performance. That's all for me. Thank you.
Finally, athletes and exercises are regarded to be able to improve their performance on tasks in their domains by controlling their physiological state through the use of physiological abilities. PST is attempting to teach performer physiological skill in order for them to gain this performance advantage. PST appears to improve performance in sport and exercise contexts. According to experimental and educational studies, while further research is needed.